Over the last 30 years, more than half of the world's coral has died due to climate change and overfishing.
Now, lawmakers are proposing to fund a new concept known as reef insurance to pay for coral restoration and research. Kaliyah Natividad has more.
Coral is integral to the ocean's ecosystem and is an invaluable resource for places like Hawaii. Researchers estimate that healthy corals protect more than $800 million worth of Hawaii's infrastructure from flood damage every year. Now, lawmakers are advocating for reef insurance in the state, a relatively new concept that would help fund the conservation and restoration of Hawaii's reefs. A recent report from the Nature Conservancy shows 20 years of changes in West Maui's marine life.
Parts of the reefs are doing better than others, and this information can help with management, both to reduce threats and to preserve areas that are doing well.
Researchers at the Gates Coral Lab studied corals that bleached in the mass bleaching event of 2015. They found that some are less susceptible than others. According to Dr. Ty Roach, bleaching causes corals to be at a major loss of energy.
If they stay like that long enough, the corals will eventually die, and this can, of course, scale up through other levels of the ecosystem and eventually lead to collapse of fisheries or the entire ecosystem as a whole.
The mass bleaching of 2015 was driven in part by the El Niño event that year.
2015, that El Niño event drove water temperatures up all over the Pacific Ocean. They were tagging the corals, which ones bleached and which ones didn't.
What we found is actually that the fats in those corals, these specific lipids called beta-ene lipids, were very different between the corals that had bleached and the corals that had not bleached.
Moving forward, conservationists can use this information to select corals that will be more resilient when outplanting reefs.
We want to see if there's other types of corals that have these lipids. Happy to contact anyone from your university who might be interested in helping.
For more information or to volunteer, please contact the Gates Coral Lab. For UHM TV, I'm Kaliyah Natividad.